mainly because she's going to make me look good. Her fighting style is going to bring out the best in me. And again, no disrespect, but she's on her way out. She could have retired 2 years ago and been remembered forever.
Do you think she's looking past you because she has this big Katie Taylor fight coming up in November?
Who she is, I don't think she looks past any opponent, but she shouldn't be for sure.
One thing for sure, I am a professional, been in this game for 15 years. This is my 5th-year fight, and I never overlooked any opponent.
All right. Great stuff there. Looking forward to that fight. That's going to be the co-main event on Saturday. H2O Silv, like I said, still just 20 years young, my man, but you are a veteran to these big fights. You've been here before. Some might say that your opponent on Saturday is your toughest test today. A little bit older, a little bit more experience. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that assessment. And he's definitely undefeated. We all see that. He has a good resume, fought a few good fighters. So this would be one of my biggest challenges, and I'm excited to put my skill set to the test.
A question for my Canadian brother, Lucas. This is a big opportunity, and I've seen some interviews with you where you've been saying, like, you want the big fight, you want the big stage. Well, you're getting it on Saturday. When you got the call about this opportunity, what went through your mind?
I knew it was the time, and yeah, like you said, I've been waiting for an opportunity like this, a big opportunity, a big stage. You know, thank you to MVP for the opportunity. This is obviously my toughest fight, his toughest fight. We got 2 undefeated fighters. It's going to be a great fight.
You impressed with him?
Yeah, he's a great athlete, great fighter.
Do you know a lot about Lucas H2O and what you've seen from him? What's your assessment of him?
To be honest, I don't know a lot. I usually leave that to my team to do the homework. I just go in there and execute. But from what I saw, he's very fundamentally sound. He has a good right hand. I think that's his best attribute on his side of the field. But me fighting against fighters growing up, I definitely could see a lot of openings in there.
Okay, can't wait for that fight. I think it's going to be incredible. Now, also can't wait for this rematch. Corey, your first fight was a great one back in February of this year. And I'm just wondering, split draw, no one wants that. You don't want that. You are both still unbeaten as a result. I'm just wondering, what are some of the lessons that you learned from that first fight that you are going to look to apply in this fight on Saturday in the rematch?
I'd say don't take anything for granted. You know, you might think that you're in the lead, or you might think that you're winning the fight, but at the end of the day, the judges is the one that decides that. So you got to really go out there and take what's yours.
Tony, same question for you, because it's such a great fight on paper, and the first one obviously was very fun, and there's a bit of expectations to live up to now because it was so action-packed. What lessons did you learn from that first fight back in February?
From the first fight, I just learned that I need to run more. You know what I mean? If my condition would have been a little bit up, it wouldn't have been even close enough for them to even try to call it a draw. You know what I mean? But Saturday, we will right that wrong, like they said, you know, because it was the wrong decision, but we will make sure they know on Saturday.
You think you deserve to win on the night back in February?
Most definitely.
Did you think you deserved to win back in February?
Oh, absolutely, and everybody who saw that fight know what it is, too.
Okay. I like it. Crescent City going up against Orlando. This is great. And finally, Uriah, good to see you again. It has been a while. We last saw you back in 2022 after that win over Le'Veon Bell. How did this opportunity come about for you? Because we obviously initially heard that Julio was going to fight Darren Till on that July 20th card. Darren unavailable, and you appeared. So how did this opportunity come about?
Simple. You know, my coach just called me about it, and I said, let me think about it, and I just jumped on it.
How come you have not fought since that fight against Le'Veon in October of 2022?
Just hanging out, being a civilian, you know, just doing normal stuff. But as an athlete, as a warrior, you know, you still have those tendencies. And from time to time, I get a little bored. I'm like, you know what, I think I want to do this again. So when this came up, I got excited.
And what an opportunity against a legend, Julio Cesar Chavez, who we have not seen since 2021. I'm just wondering, Julio, what are your motivations now at this stage of your life and career? Like I said, a bit of a hiatus. Why are you coming back against Uriah Hall?
Oh man, I'm very excited and I'm ready. You know, to be back in boxing is great for me again. So I'm ready to fight. I'm in shape. So I have a big opponent in front of me. So I'm ready to put a performance this Saturday.
Is this the beginning of a comeback for you or a one-off?
Yes, it's the beginning of the comeback.
Okay. And Uriah, just curious, man, you know Anderson Silva, who you beat a few years back, beat Julio. I'm wondering if you watched that fight and if you took anything away from that fight.
No, I haven't watched that fight.
You haven't?
No.
It was a great fight.
That's cool.
Any particular reason why you wouldn't watch it?
I don't know. I just didn't watch it.
Your team watched it.
I guess so. Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't really watch too much.
Have you rewatched that fight, Julio?
Oh my God, I never watched again.
Okay, wow. No one's watched it. All right. No one watched that fight. I lied. It sucked.
I watched it.
Who watched it? You watched
I
it.
watched
It was a good fight, right?
Well, I watched it to study Anderson.
That's right.
So
What did you-
Uriah, you should be watching.
Yeah, what's with all this non-watching stuff?
I
H-Show
don't
should
know.
be watching
I
Lucas
don't
too.
know, bro. I'll be watching everything.
Do you watch Mike's footage?
Yeah, Mike Perry, yeah.
But is there anything you can gain from watching that? Because he's fighting in bare knuckle and not, Queensberry rules.
He had a boxing match in a triangle that I gained a lot of knowledge from. A lot of openings. It's going to be a short night, Ariel.
What did you learn from that?
He's just open for anything I want to throw at him.
That fight was like 3 years ago or so. I feel like you've improved a lot. You've evolved a lot since then. Is that fair?
Yes, thank you. I've been winning since then. That's all I know. I've been victorious. I've been succeeding consistently, and I've been getting better every single day. Put this little twerp in his place. He's new to this game. Welcome. Welcome. You just got here.
What's your boxing record?
No, I appreciate the work you've done, but what's my professional fighting record? I've got 30 professional fights.
You're 0-1 as a boxer, and you're telling me
That's
welcome
cool.
to this sport.
And I'm
going to
beat you.
Saturday
Isn't that
night.
crazy?
It's going to be a rough welcome.
0-1.
It's going to
But
be a
how many
rough
pro boxers
welcome.
you fought, Jake? Those two guys? And
First
then
round.
that other guy,
I
who
knocked
the
out
hell
2
was that
pro
guy?
boxers in the
and
first
then
round.
That other guy, that
this
last
year.
fat guy you
Dumbass.
fought. I'm glad you got your shirt open so everybody can see your fat ass belly. Because
I'm
you're
my
not as
fat,
fat as the
happy
last
self.
guy you knocked out. And you barely knocked him out. The ref stepped in because the guy didn't even know how to defend or punch back. He didn't even throw anything back at you. Don't worry, you're going to get what you've been asking for. The fight to go longer than 1 round. I'm going to give you hell in the first and the
2
second
rounds.
round. Just
Perfect.
wait and watch.
2 rounds.
And you're going
It's
to
gonna
get
be great.
tired. You're going to be grasping for air. I made a new word, grasping. You're going to be grasping for air. But I'm going to be breathing in your ear, Jake, making them noises from the Diddy party.
Oh, my. Could I ask, Jake, how much do you expect to weigh on Saturday?
I'll be like 215.
Okay, this is a 200-pound fight, but I'm just wondering, after you rehydrate, 215. What about you, Mike? Because it's been a talking point going into this fight that he may be a little bit bigger than you.
Well, I get heavier in the night, so I'll be like 198. Depending on how I eat that day, I might weigh in between 194 and 196. That's my weight.
Okay.
I'll be fast as lightning. I'm gonna strike you too.
And you think on Saturday you'll be under 200?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. You think that's your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Skills is what pay the bills. And he has no footwork, no head movement, no defense. He's a great offensive fighter in bare knuckle. But in terms of boxing, he's going to get picked apart very quickly, and it's going to be a short night. Like I said, my predictions are never wrong. So I stand on business every single time. I manifest it into reality. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out Mike Perry in less than 2 rounds. It's going to happen. Put the money on it.
Tougher test, Mike Tyson or Mike Perry?
I mean, both are killers. Both are killers, and both are super, super dangerous. But that's why I wanted to stay active, keep this fight card alive, stay getting experience under the bright lights on my path to world championship. And that's what matters, is getting the experience under the bright lights. And this is a Mike appetizer, Mike warm-up. But they're both killers at the end of the day, and I do have to be sharp. He does have one-punch knockout power that I do have to respect. But other than that, it's going to be easy.
You got beat by Love Island Boy. Love Island Boy beat you up. He ain't no killer, and he beat you up.
I thought he was going to say. What do you think of the outfit, his outfit?
Looks good. He got money.
That's
he know
right.
how to dress and take care of himself. That's good, but I get down and gritty. I'm a dirty motherfucker. Point blank, period. I'm going to get nasty in there.
Bro,
I'm
you went to
nibble on your
private
ear,
school.
Jake.
You went to private school. What are you saying, bro? You act like you're
Keep
from
lying.
the hood.
You
Please
keep
explain
lying to
that,
yourself.
bro.
You're going to find out the truth in
Please
a couple of
explain
days,
that.
buddy. You're going to bleed, Jake.
What do you want him to explain, Jake?
Why he says he's from the hood, but he went to private school. Everyone's confused.
Everybody knows where I'm from, Jake.
No, we don't. We literally don't.
You would die if you drank the water I drank growing up playing at recess.
Flint, Michigan?
Yeah,
what do
you
mean?
would die.
Why are you bragging about that?
Hell yeah, that shit made me who I am.
Fucking dumb as shit.
Flint Town and APK, yes you are dumb
It
as
made
shit.
me who I am. I'm grasping for air. It made me who I am. Drink the water.
That's what you're gonna sound like. First body shot.
Let's take some questions from
Hey,
the media.
speaking of which, I actually got you something here.
Uh-oh.
Since you are private school Perry, got you this cap and gown. Try that on, brother. You're not from the hood. You went to private school.
I never got to do this. I'm graduating before I beat your ass on Saturday. I never got to do that. Yeah.
Congrats. You didn't graduate?
Nope. I started boxing at the School of Hard Knocks with Christy Martin. Was my first boxing school in the Mike Tyson Broughton style of boxing.
You should post your report card from when you were a kid, and that could put an end to all this private school talk.
There's lots of D on there for you, Jake.
You know I like that.
We didn't even plan that. I just laid it up. Let's take some questions from the media. If you guys want to just line up here, we've got Mike and Liz with the shirts, MVP shirts, and
This reminds me of UFC Pittsburgh. I was with Uriah in UFC Pittsburgh a long time ago before I beat up Alex Reyes in, 40 seconds. I just reminded of that. It just feels great that I'm going to do it again. It's going to be a big full arena of people ready to boo Jake Paul.
I love the necklace, by the way. Can you show it to the crowd? What is that? That's his face, right?
Yes.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah, Rocco's Jewelry, New York City. Shot a little foreshadowing for the...
How much does it go for?
Well, with the chain and the pendant, it should be about 40,000.
Wow. And you can only wear that this weekend.
It should be about, these are CZ diamonds and that shit fake.
No, they not. Don't play my guys.
Didn't pay for that
New York
shit.
City got the best jewelry out there. My boy Rocco right there with tracks.
Hey, that shit
NYC.
looks green from over here, bro. Come on.
My shit
Your
nice.
neck turning green, bro. You know
All right,
that's
sir.
fake, right?
If you could just say where you're from.
You can't even deny it. You had the fake Travis Scott's on, too. Everything about you's fake. Fake fighter, too. You suck at fighting. You suck at dressing. You got a fake chain. You got fake shoes. I'm going to expose Mike
You got
Perry
a fake
Saturday
career
night.
in boxing, and I'm finna beat your ass.
I am boxing. What the fuck are you talking about? You're dumber
I'm
than
gonna
shit.
take it then.
Nope.
I'm gonna take it from you. This is my chance to show the world what a real fighter can do in boxing. These other guys was long past their prime.
Every
and it's my
single
time.
person before you has said the same thing.
No, they
from
didn't.
The
You
MMA
said
community.
you do the same promotion every time you fight. You say the
single
same
time they sit across from me in these exact same seats and say, "I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna show a real fighter. You
But
haven't
what are
done
the
this.
differences?
This is me. Welcome to the
I'm
sport. Shut the
5-0 in bare
fuck
knuckle
up.
boxing
Literally,
against
shut
former.
the fuck up.
We both beat
Your
two UFC
words
world
as
champions.
MMA fighters are
We're
fucking
equal,
meaningless.
Jake.
You guys
I'll
are
give
all
you credit.
pussies.
We equal.
Every single MMA
But
fighter
that's
is a
where you
fucking
wrong.
pussy, and you can't box for shit.
You won't give me
And when
any
I try to
credit.
fight y'all in
You trying
MMA,
to
y'all don't
take
do
it.
it. Y'all
I'm
don't
gonna
do
box your socks off, bitch.
Pussies.
I'm
You
gonna
and
beat the
McGregor,
fuck out
both
of you.
bitches, will never fight me. Fucking pussies.
Fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna fight you.
By the way, would you want to fight him in MMA? You say
Yes,
they don't do
let's go. Let's run it.
After this, MMA?
Yeah, after I knock him out on Saturday, let's do it. Let's sign the contract for some MMA. I'll choke you out too.
All right. Okay.
All right,
man.
sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
I have a question for Mike Perry. On Jake Paul's renowned podcast, BS with Jake Paul.
You didn't
that's
introduce
just-
yourself, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Joey from Better Media.
Ah.
Question for Mike Perry. On Jake Paul's renowned podcast, BS with Jake Paul, that dropped today, he mentioned that he was drinking 16 days before the fight at Michael Rubin's white party. How do you feel about that? And does that make you feel like he's not taking this fight seriously?
What was he drinking? Red Bull? Who cares? I don't care. I've drank before, smoked before, bust a nut before fights. Sometimes right before walking out, and I still go out and get the dub. I'm a crazy motherfucker, and I'm here to fight. Let's fight about it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rock Riley, Tampa Free Press. This is for you, Jake. I know yesterday you were telling us that Mike Tyson contacted you and was like a little bit concerned. That is a huge fight in December. Why take this fight now? And did you have to change your training preparing for Tyson and preparing for Mike Perry?
Yeah, this is what I do. I'm here to fight. I don't, I'm not in the gym just to be in the gym. I love to put it on the line. I love to take risks. I love to do big events, and I love this. I love every aspect of this, and he's a dangerous man, and we got to keep the date alive, keep things going. I'm on a path to world championship, and I'm not slowing down for anybody. And, yeah, Mike Tyson called and was like, hey, what are you doing? Mike Perry's a killer. We could jeopardize everything, the biggest fight of your career, the biggest payday of your career. And that's what makes this such a crazy fight. That's what puts the pressure on me. That's what raises the stakes. And I love that. I come alive in those moments, and he most certainly is not going to be the one to stop me.
Peter Blake, big fight weekend, the Rolex reporter. Thank you, Jake, for being a man of your word after giving the Rolex like you said you would. This question is for you, and also Mike. What's your biggest concern with Mike? And Mike, what's your biggest concern with Jake in this fight?
Yeah, he's unorthodox. That's about it. So the first 30 seconds to a minute, just finding my timing and range, and then the fight's over. That's really about it.
Really, I switch stances sometimes, but I'm really an orthodox fighter, so I don't know how I'm unorthodox.
So that
punch
means
people in the face.
That means like your stance is a regular stance, not southpaw.
I think that one went over your head, Jake.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jake, again.
Gary Cantrell, Bubba the Love Sponge Show. My question is for Jake. On the topic of guys not wanting to fight you, we've interviewed Matt Riddle several times, who says that in his opinion, you're ducking him. How do you respond to that?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, thank you.
He's a former WWE superstar, former UFC fighter, the Super King of Bros.
Sounds like somebody wants a payday.
Scotty Shovel, Sports Realm, and PBS. So my question is for you, Jake. What was the decision process behind picking Mike Perry? And how do you not try to overlook this fight with Mike Tyson coming in November?
Yeah, staying focused, staying locked in. But really this came about because he has a crazy fan base. And any time I would post an Instagram picture over the last 18 months, one of the top comments would always be, fight Mike Perry, you're scared of Mike Perry. And so I love to prove people wrong and take the fights that no one thinks I'm going to take, and that's really how this all came about when Tyson decided that we need to fight at a later date.
And then one last thing, I'm a Tampa reporter and everyone here loves you, so what's the decision process to come back here second time?
Yeah, man, there's magic in this place. I love fighting in Florida. I love Tampa. The energy when I knocked out Woodley was amazing. It's one of the best moments and favorite nights of my life, so wanted to come back and get another highlight reel KO.
I appreciate it.
While we wait for the next question, I did want to ask Amanda, about a week ago we spoke about this fight, and you told me that you weren't too familiar with Stevie when you got the word that you'd be fighting her. I'm wondering, how familiar are you with her now? Did you watch footage on her before the fight?
No, still the same.
Oh my gosh, I'm 0 for 3 on that question.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is that a mistake, Stevie?
I don't think there's any footage on me anyways.
Well, you have 14 pro fights.
It was all a plan.
You didn't want people to see it, so you could sneak up on them.
Yes.
And get this opportunity and shock the
Absolutely.
world. It's not a bad approach. All right, here we go.
Christian Schneeweiss, Bare Knuckle News. Jake, would you ever fight Mike Perry in Bare Knuckle?
Let's make a bet. Mike Perry, if I win on Saturday night, you have to get a W face tat. But if you win, I'll run it back with you in Bare Knuckle.
Y'all been booing me and clapping for him. Fuck y'all. I ain't getting no more tattoos. I haven't got tatted in like 10 years. I put that one up with God, so fuck your little tattoo bet. I ain't taking none of your fucking bets.
Everybody's tough.
I came here to sign my check and beat your ass,
tough
Jake.
Until it's
I'm here
time
for
to
your
bet.
ass, Jake. I'm here to take your ass, Jake.
Everybody's tough until it's time to bet. That just showed your true confidence right there.
Do you want to counter bet him?
Bruh.
Buffering.
Suck my dick, bitch. How about that?
Present it.
Hey, how you doing? Jay kind of funny.
Present it.
Jay kind of funny.
No balls. Don't tell me to suck your dick, but don't pull it out.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
We got another question here from
Muñeño Media Group. I just want to ask Mike Perry, how are you gonna feel when you're laying down on the ground and Jake makes you say,
we're not doing this.
"Shoot, papi,
We're not doing this. We're not
Muñeño"?
doing this. We're not doing this. Don't answer that bullshit. We're not doing that. Every
let
time
this
with this stuff. Why does this happen every time? I don't like it.
Shout out to
we're
the
not,
internet.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Peter Blake, big fight weekend. This question is for you, Jake. How are you always say skills to pay the bills, how those skills improve with learning under Coach Larry Wade?
Yeah, we got an amazing team. Coach Larry Wade, third, Jalen Love. It's a team full of world championship level and experience. And this past year has been a different Jake Paul, showing up into the gym, learning in the gym, and I really haven't been able to display my skills because of the first round knockouts, and likely that'll happen again on Saturday, but I really have so many tools in the shed that I'm ready to pull out and to get warmed up as the rounds go on and just display all the new things we've been working on.
And the coach said that the most dangerous version of Jake Paul is after the fight. So what do you get after these first two fights that you've had where you knocked out your opponent in the first round?
I don't know if I understand. Like the most dangerous version.
The most dangerous version of the problem child is after the fight because you're able to gain more skills. You've gotten better. You're able to look at those fights. What do you get from them? How do you get better after those two fights?
Yeah, no, that experience under the lights is priceless. And we just come back with each camp and elevate each time. And people, again, haven't seen the fighter that I am. There's no footage that could prepare anyone for what I'm going to do on Saturday.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you. Great questions. Was there one more? That's it? All right. Great questions. Thank you very much to everyone. Again, Ticketmaster.com is where you can get your tickets limited available. There's some for as low as $20 right now. Expect it to be a great crowd. It was a great crowd back in December of 2022. The place was electric. And so we're expecting the same type of scene on Saturday. And if you are not in the area, yeah, my man, I love it. Yeah, look at that little guy over there. He's all fired up. And if you are not in Tampa, of course, you could get the pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on DAZN.com. It's a DAZN pay-per-view exclusively all over the world. And the prelims begin at 7 p.m. Eastern. Once again, we want to thank our good friends over at Celsius, Live Fit, Essential Energy, and all our sponsors for putting on this event. In a moment, we'll call up the co-founder of MVP, Mr. Nikisa Badarian, to square off all the fighters, so do not go anywhere. This promises to be one final bit of fun. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Appreciate it. Here he is, the co-founder of MVP, Nikisa Badarian. He'll be squaring things off. So, kicking off the main card on Saturday night, Uriah Hall versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Let's say hello once again to the former UFC fighter, 18 wins in MMA, 1-0 in pro boxing, Uriah Hall. And his opponent will say hello to Uriah Hall and also say hello to the Mexican boxing legend returning for the first time since 2021, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. 53-6-1, 34 knockouts. JCC Jr. versus Uriah Hall. This will be a 6-round cruiserweight bout, and it will be kicking off the pay-per-view at 9 p.m. Eastern. Next up, a Florida turf war, a rematch. Actually, these two have fought twice in the amateurs, once in the pro ranks. They'll be fighting again in the pro ranks on Saturday. They fought to a split draw in February of 2024. First, let us say hello to Crescent City's own Tony Aguilar. And we'll say also hello to his opponent of Orlando, Florida, Corey Too Smooth Marksman. Tony Aguilar, 12-0-1 with 4 knockouts. Corey Marksman, 9-0-1 with 7 knockouts. They both thought they won a few months back. They'll get a chance to right the wrong on Saturday night. Eight-round lightweight bout, second fight on the pay-per-view card. A lot of people think this will steal the show and be the fight of the night come Saturday night. Looking forward to it. Now we say hello to the Canadian sensation, 3-time Canadian national champion as an amateur, 16-0, 14 knockouts, top-ranked IBF and WBA lightweight, Lucas Prince Body. Say hello to Lucas Prince Body once again, 30-year-old top contender. Getting an opportunity to shine on a big stage on Saturday night. And he will try to take the O away from the undefeated phenom, just 20 years young, 9 knockouts, 11-0 as a pro. Say hello once again to MVP's own H2O Silv. This is going to be a banger, my friends. H2O Silv, Lucas Body. A massive opportunity for Lucas, the toughest test of H2O's young career so far. 2 undefeated prospects / contenders going toe-to-toe. It's going to be great stuff on Saturday. Third fight on the pay-per-view card. All right, next up, let's say hello to one half of the co-main event on Saturday night. Like she said moments ago, she's been working in silence, in the darkness. She's representing Tampa. She's 14-1. She has 13 knockouts on her record, and this is by far the biggest fight and the biggest opportunity of her career. Say hello once again to Stevie Sledgehammer Morgan. Stevie Morgan looking to shock the boxing world by defeating one of the all-time greats. And now let's say hello once again to the aforementioned all-time great, competing in her 50th pro bout, the most decorated champion to ever hail from Puerto Rico. She represents Puerto Rico and New York, 7-division champion, the unified featherweight champion, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, the real deal, Amanda Serrano. She is a boxing trailblazer, a pioneer. This fight in the super lightweight division, Serrano versus Morgan. 10 2-minute rounds on Saturday in the co-main event. Amanda was victorious on that Tampa card back in December of 2021, returning once again in her 50th pro bout. Incredible stuff. And finally, let us say hello to the two men who are headlining this card on Saturday, DAZN pay-per-view. You saw the back and forth. Can't wait to see what it all means and what it all produces on Saturday night. First, let's say hello to the King of Violence, the former UFC fighter, the current BKFC champion, the face of bare knuckle, one of the toughest SOGs on the planet, Mike Perry, everyone. Platinum Mike Perry once again. He's been asking for this fight for almost 2 years. He is hyped, he is ready to go, and he's looking to unseat one Jake Paul. And so let us say hello one last time to the problem child, to the face of MVP, to El Gallo de Dorado, the man who is 4-0 against MMA fighters, looking to go 5-0 on Saturday. The one and only, the disruptor, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, everyone. The co-founder of MVP, of the brand new W brand, and so much more. Here they are, face to face one more time. Eight-round cruiserweight fight headlining this show on Saturday, exclusively on DAZN pay-per-view. Tickets still available right now on Ticketmaster.com, but you can get it worldwide on DAZN pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's bare knuckle versus boxing. It's Platinum versus El Gallo. It's Perry versus Paul. It's Jake Paul versus MMA one more time. All right, let's bring out all 10 fighters competing on this main card. And don't forget, headlining the prelims beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern is Shadeja Green, among many others. Thank you once again to our sponsors, Celsius, Fansly, Event Ticket Center, and of course, the good people of Dave & Buster's. Make some noise, show some love to these 10 great fighters who are competing Saturday night, live and exclusively on DAZN pay-per-view. Get it right now on DAZN.com. Thank you, everyone.
Now that was a press conference, and it was brought to you by Celsius, Live Fit, Essential Energy, DraftKings. The crown is yours. Fansly, the best 18 and over content creator site. Head over to fansly.com/Paul Perry to see exclusive content from the event and more of our beautiful ring card models. Event Ticket Center. Don't just watch it, experience it live. Get tickets to the events you love with Event Ticket Center. Dave & Buster's, the place to be with your whole crew. Happy hour, giant TVs, delicious food, and handcrafted cocktails. You really can't top it. Don't miss the biggest fight night of the summer, airing at Dave & Buster's nationwide.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been covering fight sports for about 17 years. That may have been the most entertaining press conference I've ever seen. You were sitting next to me. I was howling with laughter.
Dying over there.
I was crying with laughter. What did you think of that?
No, man, it was hilarious. Every time Jake had something to say, something slick, Perry always had a comeback, and it was hilarious, man. You know, Perry got some good trash talk with
You know
him.
why that is? It's because Mike Perry is 100% authentic himself. You can't make that up.
Yeah.
That's him. Just no setup, no script. You say something, he responds. That's right off the top of his dome. It's why I love
even the report card line about him having all T's.
Yeah,
D's for you.
There's too much of that, and again, you see there's genuine beef starting to build here. It was friendly when I did the face-to-face, and they were kind of having the back-and-forth jokes. That was not friendly. And we're one day away. We'll see how this weigh-in goes, but that's what you want to see. That heat is rising.
You know, there was a lot of joking and great lines back and forth. When it came to Amanda Serrano and Morgan, all business. There was no smiling, no laughing. What did you take away from
That's
that?
going to be a brawl, man, because Stevie really doesn't respect Amanda.
You can tell.
She doesn't respect her. And you can see, like, Amanda got that look in her eye where, like, she can't wait to put her hands on her. So that fight right there is going to be a war. That fight might steal the show. They're going to bang.
Yeah, it's interesting. Stevie's bringing a different energy than a lot of the women that fight Amanda usually do. There's a lot of respect there. There's a lot of, hey, I appreciate this moment. Stevie's like, listen, I said what I said, and I'm going to go in there and try to prove it. And I was watching the face-off. Like you said, Amanda looking a little different this time around. There was a different intensity there.
And one thing, Stevie's big.
Dang.
She's a big girl, man. So that's one thing. She's going to present that size. She has that power, but she's going to present that size that Amanda's not used to. So it's going to be a tough fight for Amanda.
And no flinching there at all. Yeah. They met face-to-face. Stevie's like, I'm not moving. They were the Keisa had to turn both of them because they were like, no, we're just going to sit here until someone flinches. No one did.
Yeah, Stevie 14-1 with 13 knockouts, and Amanda said point blank, I haven't seen her fight. I haven't watched anything. How did you feel about watching fights of your opponents ahead of time?
Yeah, I would study fights, man, because, it's important. You just want to study habits. But, it does get a little exhausting to study tape. So most of the time the team studies the tapes and you go to the gym and they present the game plan that you have to apply there to fight. So I get it why fighters don't like to see films. Sometimes I didn't like to see films either, but you have to.
Yeah, listen, I think that obviously the film study is important, but also mid-fight adjustments are going to be massive for all the fights on this card. One of the fights I'm looking forward to, obviously, people are looking at H2O Silv. I'm looking at this Lucas Body fight, maybe more dangerous than previously anticipated. Guy's 30 years old. He's 16-0, 14 KOs. Good right hand, like you talked about, Gabe.
Good overhand right. And that's one thing I think that he might present. There's going to be a problem for H2O is that overhand right. But I love H2O's. I like his demeanor, man. He's nice and cool. He's young, but he's very mature.
Another great line, speaking of watching tape, was when Uriah Hall said, man, I haven't watched Anderson Silva's fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He said, I haven't watched it either, man. It was one of the worst nights of his life. Chavez losing to Anderson Silva. He's vowing not to let that happen again as he faces another UFC fighter in Uriah Hall. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for what was an outstanding, entertaining press conference as we look at our main fight card one more time. Which fight do you think, Gabe, of these five is going to steal the show?
I think Amanda Stevie, but Jake Paul and Mike, that's big. That's big. It's between Amanda and Jake Paul.
Listen, obviously all the eyes are on Amanda, on Jake, on H2O Silv. That Tony Aguilar fight with Corey Marksman is a big fight here in Florida. I've seen them go at it face-to-face before. I called their last fight. Keep your eye on that one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you right back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time at the Emily Arena for the Jake Paul, Mike Perry weigh-in. Fear No Man live on DAZN pay-per-view. Limited tickets still available. They feel like this is going to be a completely packed house on Saturday, and what an environment it is going to be. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, for Gabe Rosado and Wade Plim, I'm Todd Grisham. We'll see you at the weigh-in.
Live only on DAZN, July 20. Jake Paul versus Mike Perry.
Fear no man. I'm ready anytime, any place, anyone. People think I'm crazy.
Mike Perry ends people.
A violent, bare knuckle, undefeated legend.
He is a savage. He is an absolute killer.
I'm gonna hurt you bad. I'm bringing the pain. You will be terrified.
Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, July 20. Live only on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.